Families are made up of units of families. Each unit is made up of members, and the members are like sons, daughters, fathers, and mothers. And when one individual, and the next individual, and the third individual, all of these individuals become hypocrites and corrupt, what happens? The whole community is automatically corrupt. The whole state is automatically corrupt. Then the nation, and then the whole world. The Prophet ﷺ said, there is no good in you, O Muslims, when the day comes that the people of Asham are corrupt. Their state is corrupt. They're neglected. The state is destruction. There's no good in you, as though he is saying, Sham is a heart of you. And if its people are not looked after anymore, what is wrong with you? The Ummah of the Muslims of the world, something is terribly wrong. We can blame the leaders. And Rasul ﷺ said that there will come a time when you will have leaders in the form of dictatorship, and they are unjust, and they will lead you in tyranny. He also said, when the time comes when the trust is given to a person who cannot hold it, and the person is a liar, believe, and the person who is trustworthy is said to be a liar, yes, it's going to come. But what about you and me who are not leaders? We have a responsibility. First, for yourself, are you fulfilling the responsibilities by being a person obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? A person fulfilling your character? Or are you a hypocrite in the day good and sinful? The Prophet ﷺ said, the last hour will not come until you find yourself that if you are around 20 young men and you check their faces and you are a believer, a good believer, and you found that none of them fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it is time for the hour. What is he saying? He is saying when you see young men, there are many of them hanging out in groups. Everywhere they go in groups. In the nightclub, they go in groups. In weddings, singing, dancing, they're in groups. They go out to meet girls, they go in groups. They go to commit fahisha, they go to have hookah all night until Fajr time, neglecting the Maghrib prayer, neglecting their Isha prayer, neglecting the Fajr prayer, because as soon as they get home, they're too tired. Young people, full of energy, the leaders of the Ummah, wasting their time, wasting their bodies, wasting their energy, their youth, wasting their health on what? On fulfilling the desires of the body and smoking things that kill you, burning their money on things that kill them. Everywhere in the world this exists, brothers and sisters. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam also said, there will be more evil people per person than good ones. The point when the believers will hide themselves, too ashamed or too embarrassed, too scared to show themselves that they are believers, just like the hypocrites today hide themselves. In Medina, there were 17 hypocrites who used to look like Muslims on the outside, but they were actually spies, there to plan for the destruction of the Muslims. No one knew about them except Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman. Even Umar radiallahu anhu asked, who are they? And the Prophet wouldn't tell him. So he said, there will come a time when the believers will hide themselves because of the amount of corruption that's out there. They're too scared, people will judge them. And subhanAllah, one of the worst things we see in our youth is that they are deterring people from trying to become religious. The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us that this ummah will always be under the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and under his protection, under his care, so long as its scholars, as its reciters of the Quran do not become hypocrites, only to please the leaders, and so long as the righteous people do not give fame to those who are criminals, and as long as the good of them, the good people do not submit to the leaders, the bad of his people. For when they do this, Allah will lift his care from them, and he will allow oppressors to be upon them, and they will oppress them in such a hardship. They will afflict upon them torture, and then poverty will afflict them as a nation. This is not the case now in the Arab world. Yes, it is. One time the Prophet ﷺ woke up from a dream and he said, "Woe to the Arabs, for a terrible badness, a terrible evil has come very near to them." And he made the sign with his fingers, a little ring. And Allahu Alam what this means for us. But what is important is that Zainab radiallahu anhu, his daughter, next to him at the time, said this. He asked, "Will we be destroyed, or will we suffer like this?" And while there are among us those who are righteous and innocent, and Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Yes, if immorality, immodesty, badness, and evil, it expands and spreads and becomes the prevailing thing. So what will happen to the innocent, righteous people?" Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "They will be gathered on the day of judgment, on what they died upon, on their good intentions." Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us, what will you do when Iraq is denied its currency? What will you do when Asham, when its currency is denied? And what will you do when Egypt, its currency is denied? And you return to what you began in the first place. What does this mean? When Iraq is denied its currency, when a country falls, its currency falls, doesn't it? Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked, how will it fall? And he said, by foreign intervention. We live, therefore, in a time that is paving the way for the coming of this person called Ad-Dajjal. Ad-Dajjal literally means the liar, the deceiver. And this deceiver cannot deceive people until a road or an environment has been paved for his coming. Ad-Dajjal requires that the environment has to be set up for him. And with all of this deception we live in today, you look at the media and you do not know what to believe anymore. You trust another media site, and the next day something kills you. And where do you go? Media is the most powerful tool today that has ever existed. And we do not live in a world of wars with weapons anymore. It is a war of media, deception upon deception. This is only the beginning of what is yet to come, brothers and sisters. And what is the result of it? Over time, the Muslims left the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and became materialistic. It's as simple as that. Materialism, competing with materialism. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. O Allah, save humanity from being its own enemy. Protect your creation from oppression. Save the people of Iraq, Afghanistan, Palestine, Kashmir, and many more from any form of oppression. And give them justice. Protect us all from violence and danger, for you are our protector. O Allah, forgive us for all of the bad things that we have done and continue to do. You are so merciful and so kind. Please forgive us and help us stay away from all of these things that are wrong. We are weak, but you are strong. O Allah, make our fast sincere for you in the month of Ramadan, and make our prayers of those who stand up in obedience. Make this sacred month of Ramadan beneficial for us, and let us leave it with at least one new good habit that pleases you. And bless the hands of the ones that make us steady in iftar, and make the fast easy for them. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. أقيموا الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على السلام حي على السلام اللهم صل على محمد الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ويل للمطففين الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون وإذا كالوهم أو وزنوهم يخسرون ألا يظن أولئك أنهم مبعوثون ليوم عظيم يوم يقوم الناس لرب العالمين كلا إن كتاب الفجار لفي سجين وما أدراك ما سجين كتاب مرقوم ويل يومئذ للمكذبين الذين يكذبون بيوم الدين وما يكذب به إلا كل معتد عصيم إذا تطلع عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين قال بل طال على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون كلا إنهم عن ربهم يومئذ لمحجوبون ثم إنهم لأصحاب الجحيم ثم يقال هذا الذي كنتم به تكذبون كلا إن كتاب الأبرار لفي عليين وما أدراك ما عليون كتاب مرقوم يشهده المقربون إن الأبرار لفي نعيم على الأرائك ينظرون تعرف في وجوههم نظرة النعيم يسقون من رحيق مختوم ختامه مسك وفي ذلك فليتنافس المتنافسون ومزاجه من تسنيم عينا يشرب بها المقربون إن الذين أجرموا كانوا من الذين آمنوا يضحكون وإذا مروا بهم يتغامزون وإذا انقلبوا إلى أهلهم انقلبوا فرحين وإذا رأوهم قالوا إن هؤلاء لضالون وما يرسلوا عليهم حافظين فاليوم الذين آمنوا من الكفار يضحكون على الأرائك ينظرون هل طيب الكفار ما كانوا يكسبون الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين لا أقسم بهذا البلد وأنت حل بهذا البلد ووالد وما ولد لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد أيحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد يقول أحلفت مالا لبدا أيحسب أن لم يراه أحد ألم نجعل له عينين ولسانا وشفتين وهديناه النجدين فلقطع العقبة وما أدراك ما العقبة
في يوم ذي مسغبة يتيما ذا مقربا أو مسكينا ذا متربا ثم قال من الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالصبر وتواصوا بالمرحمة أولئك أصحاب الميمنة والذين كفروا بآياتنا هم أصحاب المشأمة عليهم نار مؤصدة. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum. A few announcements. Tomorrow, we have the Ramadan fundraiser back, annual Ramadan fundraiser is through the Zoom. You should have received the email with the Zoom link. Kindly join and support the masjid. There was a registration which is closed now, unfortunately. People who had registered were getting food, but that's not possible anymore. I need a couple of volunteers, a few volunteers after we are done. We have some chairs downstairs that we have to move. And if there is somebody here who is not registered with MAP and would like to join the MAP email list, please give us your email and for the announcements. Thank you.